Well, it wasn't overtime, but the drama continued in game 2. Knicks went on a run late in the 4th, but the Pacers executed down the stretch. And 39 points from that guy right there helped the Pacers go up 2-0 in the series over the Knicks. Welcome into Playoff Central Live, presented by State Farm. I'm Ashley Shamedy alongside 3D. We got Isaiah Thomas. You're in a really good mood.
Remember before the game, you had to get him hyped?
Yeah.
Every time I get a good game, it gets me hyped because both teams competed. They were going at one another. The stars stepped up. Halliburton didn't shoot the ball particularly well. Big body Brunson stepped up. But once again, Indiana's Pacers bench and their tempo and controlling things at the end of the game was just brilliant tonight.
17 lead changes, 17 times this game was tied. It was definitely a back and forth affair. And towards the end there, when you just think that the Pacers are kind of moving away from it, the Knicks, they come back. Jalen Brunson, he was Clutch Player of the Year for a reason. He turns it on here.
Yeah, and you knew they had another run in them. They were down 8, and I said it was still enough time in the game because you got that guy who can make buckets, right? When you need one, you need a 3, you need a 2, he can do it. But this is where I thought Indiana was really good at in terms of understanding at the end of the game, time, tempo, and score. And I thought they did an excellent job. I mean, back cut right here. I thought they should have went a little bit faster for the 2 and put the pressure back on Indiana. 4 foul here, but, and this is where fatigue kind of sets in. Brunson is carrying a heavy load. Tonight he gets 36 points. The other night he had 43. So he's playing, great basketball, but every mistake you make at this point is magnified.
All about the details there. Then you have Nesmith, who makes his free throws on this end. Obviously, that is super clutch.
Timeout, though, Ash. They had a timeout.
Yeah, I thought they should have took one here, too.
Oh, man.
Not happy with that?
No, not at all. I thought he didn't have one. You corrected me that they did. So I'm like, it's a no-brainer. You're supposed to call timeout, advance the ball, and most people, go back and forth. Do you foul right away? I thought Brunson kind of jumped the gun, Zeke, by taking that long 3.
Yeah, and in that situation, had you taken a timeout, you give a guy like Brunson a little time to rest, right? Because, defensively, the game's going back and forth, right? You're exerting a lot of energy. You got one timeout left. You take that, advance the ball, but what that does is it gives your star player, and I've been in that position a lot, it gives him a chance to settle down, get his thought process, know what's getting ready to happen to him, and then you come out and you make a shot. And what people don't understand, like in these type of tense situations, right? Defense is played at a very hectic pace, right? It's like, but then on the offensive side, you slow down, right? So it's bop, bop,
rhythm and flow, rhythm and flow.
And so when you've made a good defensive stop, pressure situation like this, it's important that the coach understands that, hey, let me calm my main guy down because on the defensive side, he's like this. Now you advance the ball, you give him a little water, he gets set, or some Vita Coco, right? And then you're ready, right? Then you're ready to go. And now he comes out, and we know Brunson is like a shot maker, like big time shot maker. And what that does is now if you're defending a guy like Brunson, he goes to the bench. You as a defender, you like, what are they getting ready to run? How many screens I got to chase off of? And don't foul. So as a defender, you nervous because now the psychological game to set in. I got the defender over there worried. I got the ball. I know my plays. I know the options off my plays, but the defender's over there guessing. That's what a timeout does.
Okay. And I mean, before we got to the final 2 minutes of this game, let's just talk about what the Knicks were doing early on. You could tell the starters were a little bit probably nervous, obviously coming into their fan base with that environment and, wanting to prove that they can come back, they can tie up this series. Then you have a guy like Mitchell Robinson come in off the bench, which we know Tom Thibodeau doesn't love to play his bench players. But Mitchell Robinson played 29 minutes, only had those 6 points, but man, did he bring that calmness. He settled them down a bit in the first half, brought the energy. he was able to really help keep them in the game whenever the Pacers went on a little bit of a run.
4 huge offensive rebounds. They have him down for 3 blocks. They have him down for 0 steals, but I know there has to be a steal in there. I wish on the stat sheet, and Zeke, you know this being a coach, coaches love the deflections. I know he had to have at least 10 or 15 deflections throughout this ball game because you keep the ball alive, you give your team extra possession, and it gives you energy. And Brunson's on the bench a lot of times when he's getting those offensive rebounds to keep the team going. So you got to give a lot of love to Money Mitch tonight.
And I thought what he did in that first quarter, as we referenced and we talked about, it was going to be difficult to win the trust back of the fan base. And New York came out and they wasn't shooting the ball well. Now, how do you win that fan base back? Through hustle, energy, and effort. And so that positive energy that he brought in, right? It wasn't about him scoring. It was about him, okay, I'm trying hard, I'm giving my all. The fans saw that, they bought in, and now you get a shot or two. Now you make a couple of shots. But, you know, I thought he changed the energy of the first half, which made it a close first half. If Robinson doesn't come in that first quarter and do it, it could have got ugly because I thought his positive energy affected the whole first half.
And Karl Anthony Towns didn't come back into the game until under that basically 3-minute mark of the fourth quarter. Did you agree with that move to keep Mitchell Robinson in, keep Cat off?
Well, I think sometimes you got to mix it up. I thought maybe throwing both in there together when they had, you know, Siakam in there, put a little pressure on Robinson, move your feet. You've been doing a good job all series long. And when they switched the 1-5 pick and roll, why not try to play them together? So now Cat's making shots early, Brunson's on the bench getting some rest. I'm like, this is do or die game at home. You don't want to go down 0-2. Mix the energy with the guy who can make shots. Because when you take Cat off the floor, now you're taking away a guy who can get you 20 or 30 a night. But you got this other guy that's giving you all the effort, all the energy, all the extra possessions. Sometimes you got to put him in the game at the same time.
And then you have a Pacers team who plays 6 guys off the bench. And we were talking about this, you guys, during the game, just how much each one of these guys affected the game. I mean, Tony Bradley, Ben Shepherd. We talked about Ben Shepherd in the first game as well. But just the way that this team is able to insert these players and they're able to make some sort of impact obviously shows how much it works for Indiana.
Well, what Coach Carlisle understands is, okay, in physical basketball, like Robinson brings to the game, right? It's not about the skill of the player, but it's about the weight that player has. So now, not only is he matching skill versus skill, but then Carlisle said, I need to match body type versus body type. So weight versus weight. Now we can neutralize Robinson on the board, who has 20, 30 pounds on Siakam, who may be trying to block him out. But somebody else, he's got weight, he's got energy, and then he's got fouls to give. So neither one of them are great offensive players, right? So it's like, okay, it's neutral, right? My guy ain't gonna score, your guy ain't gonna score. Now we just gonna we're gonna fight for the rebound, we're gonna hit each other, so forth and so on. But now it's 4-on-4. But now what we've done is we've neutralized Robinson and made him have to battle and fight with somebody of his size and of his weight, and now it becomes a 4-on-4 contest instead of a 5-on-5.
And let's talk about Pascal Siakam, the star of the show. Just from the beginning, he brought everything and more. 39 points for him when Tyrese Haliburton had 0. He was 1 for 7 in the first half. I mean, this Pacers team, we talk about the bench, but any one of those starting 5 guys can be the one that goes off that night. And tonight it was Pascal Siakam.
It's fun because when you see a guy like that, it was so much question when he got, traded there and should he get that extension. But what he's brought to the team these last couple of years is the energy we're talking about and being able to score at multiple levels. The 3-point shot's gotten better, scoring off the dribble, and then understanding that he can play off Haliburton because 2 show poor communication and you stopping and popping. So now you're saying to yourself, how do we get the ball to him more often? He sees the mismatch, love you, Jalen, but that's a mouse in the house. Knicks not communicating well again, the pump fake, get to the free throw line and hear a tweet. That started the game, and it gave Halliburton a chance to kind of feel the game out. Now, once again, good ball movement, player movement. You find the sweet spot. Knicks not communicating well. Like I said a few seconds ago, his three-point shot has gotten drastically better since he's come into the NBA. And that's why he's had a great night tonight, because the Knicks did not step up. So Ashley and Zeke, when you look at this shot chart, this is what we like to show people. Mix it up, couple threes, in the paint, get to the free throw line, make sure your offensive game shows variety.
And what he's given Indiana, you know, in this trade, right, 3D, is he's given them a mid-range post player that can control tempo. So the way their offense is set up, right, they pass, move, cut, move, and then when they need to slow it down, right, they can throw it in the mid-range, and he can post up in the mid-range, he can get to the basket, he can get to the foul line, but he's not necessarily just a three-point shooter, but can he make three-point shots? But his specialty is mid-range, mid-post, footwork, so forth and so on. Now, what Brunson is to the Knicks in terms of mid-range post player, that's what Siakam is to the Pacers.
The versatility just proves to be so dominant. 39 points for Pascal Siakam. Well, let's go ahead and hear from Knicks head coach Tom Thibodeau after this one.
Tom, what disappointed you the most walking away from this one?
You know, just didn't find a way to win in the end.
What's your favorite team? Comment below, and if you like the video, please leave a like. This really helps the channel grow and brings you even more content. Oh, and if you're not subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Click the subscribe button and activate the bell to receive all notifications. With each game, we noticed that the NBA is getting more competitive every day, and all the teams are looking for reinforcements to win the championship. And only here can you follow your favorite team daily with incredible content from different sources. Here on the channel, there are new videos every day with analysis, curiosities, and the best moments in basketball. That's it for today, folks. Thanks for following along. The NBA doesn't stop, and neither do we. Until the next video. NBA, the passion that connects us.